Alrighty, hello, hello. How is it going, everybody? We are getting back to doing some more Dune. I did put a little bit of time off stream, just throughout the day, but we still have plenty to do, so don't worry about that. I'm hoping to get through get through the rest of the iron tier, which is what we hit yesterday, and push into steel. No, at steel we can craft like a buggy, which can't be stored inside your that little like tool that I've been using, but it is a bigger vehicle. It holds, I think, 4 people, and I imagine it by default has a trunk instead of needing like a special module for it. Jeez. So yeah, I just got a couple of more water containers. I don't think I did anything too major. I'm still just kind of like a rectangular pyramid going on here. Yeah, they'd had one of these shield doors and had like a little entryway, mainly to be able to like park my vehicle, like kind of leave it here, because I think so long as it's sheltered it'll be fine. Of course, once I get a bigger vehicle, then I will need to get like an actual proper garage for it. Let's see, 7.0. I also think it's time to switch some of my guns out. I got rid of these, or I finished these janky quests that you had to do. All these crummy weapons. And I also did upgrade my armor to the next tier. But yeah, we've still got a lot to do. Still have a handful of contracts to go through this area, and I kind of want to visit Sheol. It did look like it had that radioactive effect on it, so I'm not sure if it's like safe to visit, but we will find out. I wonder if I have enough darts. When the beta, I was tripping over darts, was easily able to maximize multiple stacks, and hasn't been quite so easy this time. I'm also trying to always keep like iron and steel going. I did get the next tier of cutter. It also looks like they changed the names from the beta. Not that it really matters all that much, but like basically the even tiers would be like for unique weapons. So you'd have your improvised cutter, right, with the Mark 1. And then the purple would be the Mark 2, and then this one would be the Mark 3, I think. So I think they changed that. So I've been slowly learning some blueprints for some of the steel stuff. Not that we can craft any of it. Let's see, Thumper. I could have sworn... Oh yeah, the Thumper is part of the fifth trial. Not that we really have a big need for it. I also need to get the Mark II sand bike going. A assemble, yeah. So that's gonna need a lot of iron. Okay, sand bike hole. What's the difference between the tiers? Armor. Utility slots too. Driver's seat and 2 utility slots. I guess technically speaking, I might be able to just... Oh yeah, no, that'll actually be a while before I can craft that cobalt placed. And a vehicle fabricator. Yeah, I won't skip the Mark II. Full Mark II will craft 1, a chassis. And I'm out of iron. I guess I have been crafting a lot of my iron into a steel, so I'll have to, you know, go get myself some more. I also don't want to mix and match my vehicle parts and like swap them out and stuff, so we'll see if I can get some iron. That sounded like a spice explosion that happened. I also don't remember if there's like a fancy unique chest here at this outpost. Oh, it actually looks like I have quite a bit of intel I'm missing in this area. So I'll probably get some of that done. Let's actually head up. Oh. I changed my skill bindings. Zoop.
I see something. Require backup.
Huh? Shields up.
Got them.
And
Die.
sunstroke. No.
Someone's here.
There we go.
Get them.
Just trying to stay out of the sun to not get damaged. It's kind of weird that NPCs apparently don't have to abide by that same restriction. Also, do kind of wish there was like some sort of AoE loot function just to make getting a bunch of stuff easier, instead of having to like manually look at every single little NPC. Oh, I stunned him out of it.
Someone's. Who are you?
This dagger's starting to show its age. And it's a tier 1 dagger, but man, it's been working. Anyway, let's see if there's one of those fancy chests here. I've been meaning to start cataloging it, since there's not like a special icon you get on your map once you found one. Oh, they have fucking wind traps here. It's too bad you can't like loot them for water. You can build those on your base, and they do take quite a bit of power to run, but they do passively generate water, which is kind of nice. There might not be one of the fancy chests here. I do wish that was something that was tracked instead of just having to manually remember where it is. I'm guessing a popular thing might actually be to just set up a base near an outpost that has a unique blueprint chest, just so you can, you know, keep grabbing it every, I don't know, whenever loot respawns. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have it. So I think for now, what I'm going to do is start hitting through this area and completing our contracts. I'll also hit up to the top the hammer here and hit up the chest that's there. And then I also need to go grab some intel. I only have about 9 in this area, so I'm missing quite a bit. In the first area, I got all 8. I, of course, don't have the area completion, but I don't really think you get anything from that. I hope not. I mean, I am a bit of a completionist, but like going to all these little scavenger tents and these little Fremen caves that don't really have much going on in them, you know. If I gotta do it for some sort of tangible reward, then I might, but till then. Something else that's slightly irritating is like clicking on a point like seems to put the marker like not quite exactly. Like I'm clicking here and like the marker's going there. It's very weird. Ooh, iron. keep my peepers open. That iron chunk respawned. I might as well go grab it. Probably drop them off at the base just to have a little bit more inventory space. That's something that's also been kind of being a thorn in my side ever since I moved is fuel cells. There hasn't been a whole lot of them. I know the first area is pretty lousy with fuel cells and plant fiber, but here I've not really found any good spots to farm them up. Maybe let's get that going. Let's deposit all that people juice and get... Oh, I should probably take a drink while I'm here. Gulp, gulp. And let's move on. I was actually lucky enough earlier today to have a spice blow happen right in front of me. Of course, it was even further out in the sands than the one that happened on stream yesterday. So I wasn't feeling lucky. Especially not with a Mark 1 bike, even if I do have an enhanced engine on it to make for faster zoomies. Maybe this one will have a unique chest. I could also see them maybe not putting multiple spots with unique chests like on the same kind of like rocky area, because there's the one way up there, which of course just takes a lot of time to get up to since there's a lot of climbing.
Identify yourself. You're water. I require assistance.
Would also be nice if there was a stronger weapon, stronger melee weapon that did the whole blood siphoning thing.
Watch out!
It's just real nice to have it almost be passive. Oop. There we go, there's the intel. Now we just need to see if there's a chest. Excuse me. I was gonna say it's a little weird since their shield is still on, but I guess shields just don't have a dead man switch. I mean, how would it know that its wearer is expired? All it does is make shield. Okay, so there's nothing up here. You think these guys would pick up a building tool or something to fix all these exposed sections? Oh, these are scavengers, but it's not like there's a shortage of rock anywhere for them to fix this place up. I definitely wouldn't want to live on Arrakis without any sort of, you know, air conditioning or something. This place is just exposed. Alright, that's probably it. So... is there... okay, so yeah, there's the contract over there. Let's get to the top of the hammer, and then... I forgot the intel over on the other side. Should be able to zoop up rather fast using the old grappler trick. And it's really easy to fill up on inventory fast. Of course, I guess that would be where a benefit of having, like, you know, a vehicle to function as a mule would be. Let me also switch. Do I have my scythe on me? I don't have my scythe on me. Yikes. It's fine. I'll be fine. That's not what I wanted to use. You. Alright, we're probably not going to be able to zoop all the way up to it just because it has that huge overhang. But yeah, I do like hitting up that location just for a place that I know that there's one of those unique chests. Of course, it being a huge pain in the ass, there's probably places that are a lot better to hit up instead of having to go up this gigantic thing every time. I also want to say that different chests are weighted towards having different spawns. Because I know people were posting in the beta about that radiation area I was at yesterday, having a higher tier compressor, which is that, like, this spice harvesting stick, which it did. It was not only the first item I got in the beta from there. Well, I think it was the only item. I think I only looted it once. It was also what we got yesterday. So if different areas have different, like different chests have different specific uniques instead of it just being entirely random based on the tier, then that would incentivize not just farming the same chest over and over again. I guess unless you wanted to either sell the blueprint or sell the item that was made. There's a marketplace in this game. I'll have to go to town at some point. The marketplaces in towns, and then you also have to pay taxes on your base, which I know from my my time at Kenshi. I realize that not super fond of that. Unfortunately, just taking on the Empire to not pay taxes is not an option like it is in Kenshi. So we've got to deal with it. I should pay attention to what we get here. So it's near the Ornithopter crash. I can't wait until I get one of those. I want to say they have like 3 seats. Oh yeah, the enhanced blood bag, I think. Do I actually already have 2 uses of that? No, I have 1. I think I also got an Emperor's Wings at some point, but yeah, given that I keep hitting up the same chest and also keep getting the same luck here, definitely likely weighted towards something. But that's okay. Let's go hit up. Oh yeah, there's like a Harkonnen base over there. I did survey that area. Haven't really found anything else yet. We also have some objectives to do here, but I kind of want to finish all my contracts here and then get all the intel. I wonder if we can see someone crossing the sands. I don't think worms erupt just as part of their normal move. I know usually when I cross the sands, oh yeah, it's got to be going after someone. They probably escaped. So these wings are actually made more for levitating. You can and will take fall damage if you don't use them right. You basically, if you activate it when you're already falling, you're probably going to take damage. You've kind of got to like use it to get up and then hold it down because it'll slow your rate of fall. There is another type of belt that just it kicks in automatically and like its whole thing is negating fall damage. So for that one, you don't have to worry about it so much. Okay, you typically don't want to fall for huge periods with this one. Oh. Also got to be a little bit careful after using it if you want to turn on your shield, because I think your shield has to, your power pack has to be fully charged for you to activate your shield. Stab, stab, stab. I do have that one sword that I could make. Which is part of this tier. And I'd probably be getting us a lot more damage done. Maybe I should make it when I get back there. So I think this is only used for some quests that I don't believe we have. Oh, there's still something in here. Yep, nothing else. I actually wonder what that one sword does. See, the pseudo pulse sword. Left alt show stats. 21. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot better than this little dagger. Of course, it's not gonna be the blood drinker, so I won't be passively filling my slurp bags. But you know, so sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. I also have to get a new bag made. Oh, that Scipio's bag that we got a blueprint for that I just haven't had the chance to craft yet holds like 13,000 or something. And it's technically you know, it's the next step up from the medium bag, which holds like 9,000. I also really want to get that Fremen Death Still. It's like, I think you put bodies in there and it drains like the whole body of its fluids. I don't know how it's supposed to work since you can't pick up bodies. And you were like standing right on a grenade. It is nice just being able to shrug off a lot of hits with with the shield. Of course, you're not invincible, especially against those guys with the miniguns that throw out a lot of fast hits. It's also incredibly annoying when they themselves have a shield, because they also have that like knockback move that stuns you for a while and slows you down. And your dodge can actually get you out of a stun, but it doesn't cleanse debuff, so you're still slowed, and it's just very annoying fighting those solo. Oh, there's one boss in one of the areas where there's like 5 of them, and one of them actually has an enhanced minigun that instead of having a 40 round clip, it has like 120 rounds, and it fires a lot faster. So it is a huge pain in the butt to deal with. Unfortunately, nobody was in the area when I was trying to do the dungeon, so I couldn't wrangle any help. Dungeons in this game are open world, but loot is like instanced, so you don't have to worry about someone stealing your loot. The only thing you really have to worry about, if you care enough, is the blood extractor. You can only extract blood can only be extracted from a body once. Oh, my shield was not on. Let me pull back. pass. Would you like to swing? I really would like a minigun. You can also get las guns. If you're familiar with the lore of Dune, they actually don't do that interaction with shields. They did a little bit of a lorification that las guns on Arrakis have a safety built in and will not fire. Since, you know, Arrakis is the only place to get spice, and spice is too precious to be nuking the whole place. Okay, I need to drop some weight. What can I get rid of? Probably some fuel cells. Let me actually sort by volume. Ooh, yeah, I was holding all that iron. I'll get rid of the fuel cells. I guess I can always grab more iron later. I'll have to start being a little bit more selective in what I loot. I also think I might have walked right by the book that I needed to use. Unless I didn't. Pretty sure that was the end of the market, though. Oh, it's up. Did I miss it? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's this market. Hello, Irons. How are you? Welcome in. Indeed, shields and spice. I actually don't have any spice exclusive abilities yet. Some of the skills you can get. It's like over here. I'm eating a TV dinner. I hope it's good. I'm actually a wee bit hungry myself, but I don't like to eat like right before streaming. I did miss the thing. Okay, find a second grab recruitment ad. Is that back the other way? Yoshinoya. They make TV dinners? I didn't know that. I've not had Yoshinoya in ages. Oh, you just what, put it in the fridge or something for later? Or just got some takeout? Okay. Yeah, I was about to say a Yoshinoya TV dinner. I've not heard of that one. God, it's been years. They don't operate where I moved to. So no Yoshinoya for me. Yeah, let's see. Are there any abilities that I'm kind of close to unlocking? I know one of these somewhere. Yeah, activates with spice prescience, gives you more shield power. No, they're regional. Where are they even located? Locations. Let's find out. It doesn't even like wanna. Yeah, the closest state that it'll even display is like California. Right, contracts. Looking for the leaders, so that's done. And then travel to Spy's Nest. And a Pinnacle Station. What else is that? These look like they're probably at the same spot, so we'll go track them. There was actually Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I played that mainly off stream. Been wondering if I should also stream that, although lately I've been basically doing like a bunch of like life skill stuff. They were having like some sort of promotion where you could get an emote from like some milk tea shop. And of course there were barely any locations in America and 0 in my state. Feels bad. Other hand. Oh, okay, so these are actually in different locations. I'll worry about those later then. Atreides spy craft. I also do wish that completed ones would like be hidden, or if there was like somewhere to hide them. Out in the sun. I'll probably drop off a lot of this iron back at my base. Alright, I will go do that. I know I want like some sort of beef bowl or chicken bowl. Just bowl with rice and meat. Probably pick these up. I'm heading to base. Should also see about crafting that new sword instead of using this little shiv. Ouch. How dare. Luckily some bandages cure all wounds. There's that. I guess I'll hit this up first. I passed by here earlier and I guess I just didn't take care of it. The NPC emplacements also, like, they use the same building tile set as players, although they're, you know, kind of eroded and broken, but it's obviously very easy to tell a player building apart. Especially since most of them are just squares. I try to fancy mine up a little bit so that it is not just square. I actually spent a handful of time on the beta, just messing around with building, trying to figure out like designs and stuff. I ran into a really cool one that I was only able to take pictures of from the outside. And unfortunately, because that was like technically a separate game or something, my screenshots are somewhere. I don't quite know where. I can't just open up my screenshot manager and like for Dune and see the Dune beta screenshots. I've got my cat like right underneath me, trying to move my feet around to get a little cozier, and she's right there. So I'm trying to gently nudge her, but of course she's eating. Okay. So I'll look through my research while that ad break runs. Let's see, steel. Travel the lower tier products. This like recommended tab changes depending on what level you are, which does mean it is slightly annoying. In case you didn't get everything from a previous tier. How good that's over. Let's get back to looking for this. There might not even be anything in here. I'm sure there's probably a community map that people are putting together somewhere
Eyes on hostile.
for like unique chests. I'm getting pretty full. But let me keep this really quick. No, it was somewhere.
Someone's here.
Oh, I'm being spotted. Alright, so the game advertisements were today. I missed the first hour, but I guess Death Stranding 2 is dropping sometime this month. That's pretty cool. Place machinery. Right, we need to get back to house. I played a lot of Death Stranding. You know, when they released their like director's cut, was I put even more hours. Oh, that's a pretty neat looking house. Let's go peep it. But door's open. You want to be careful to not just run into an open door since yeah, you can get stuck inside. Default allowances or permissions don't let random people in, and that also applies to chests. So, you know, looting someone's stuff isn't really a thing. Like, just because you get in their house, you can't loot their stuff. See, didn't play Death Stranding. It didn't look good from the outside. Never saw anything in passing pulled me to it. I really liked it. I know the gameplay kinda, you know, makes it look a little maybe not so good. I was initially a hater from the outside, or maybe not a hater, but like I didn't see what the point of it was. It's very much a kind of chill game. Of course, there are moments of very unchill stuff where you've got to be, you know, on the edge of your seat and alert. There's a bunch of combat and whatnot, but yeah, I enjoyed my time with Death Stranding. Of course, I'm pretty sure it didn't launch on PC initially, which means even it doesn't even have a store page on Steam, so it's probably only going to be on consoles initially. So it's not like I really have to worry about that. Alrighty. Let's get some ore refined. There's a Shansha game coming out. I don't know what that word's supposed to mean. The only word of that like kind of Chinese theme that I'm familiar with is wushu, which I know some people spell Woosho. I know that's wrong. And some people will see it, You know, I think it's what it romanized WXIA, and some people will pronounce that Wuxia, which is also wrong. Oh, amazing cultivation simulator genre. Interesting. That do sound intriguing. You know, is my water getting full? I honestly don't really have any big complaints about this game. Where the winds meet, I'll have to check it out. I do wish that as you filled this up, you know, the blood rised up and went down as it got purified, but it's just static. Oh well, I should also probably turn off my shield. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Let's see, circuit capacity. I need to put down some more water containers. And to shield, I think these are maybe used for big garages, like for the ornithopters. Steel. Ooh, I might actually be able to make a medium water cistern. Wait, where'd all my... Oh, right, I used all my silicon for something or other. That's stinky. Okay, well, I'll get one of these swords at least. Replace my dagger. Yeah, I know someone in my Discord, I think Kato, posted, or maybe it was Solus, posted some that also looked interesting. I think it was like called the bustling something or other. I added it to my wish list. Oh, hey, my sandbag chassis. Right, that's what I was refining all that iron for. It's too bad I just turned it all into steel. Womp womp. Wait, what? Why is the welding torch? Well, now I have a new sword. Let's see. Not really a lot of customization options I have unlocked right now. I also probably... That's broken. I don't think I need all that much blood, though. Sandbag engine Mark II. I'll break that down. Cub Scout helmet. I'll store this for later. Okay. Take. What other sandbag Mark II parts do I need? Okay, so a PSU. Engine 78. Is that unique Mark 1 better? That wouldn't sound right. 93. It is better. By quite a bit. Okay, I guess I'll keep that. And it has less power consumption. PSU. And then I need 3 treads. And then the question is, do I want a booster or a seat on the back? Probably a booster, and then a scanner. Right, I need to dump a lot of this stuff off. Sadly, I don't think there's an easy way for me to, like, swap out components. Well, matching items. Ba, 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 ba. How many materials does that Scipio blood bag take? So it has 13k. Does hold a lot of bloods. Let's get this here, and then need to bust out my welder. Chassis Mark II, detach. Where is the engine? All right. We might as well use that fancy engine that we got, right? Make sure that I didn't read that wrong. Yeah, 93, 5.4 versus 78, 5.9. Yeah, okay. So might as well rip all these off. And then, I don't know, crunch them down. Not that I really need the materials. I don't think I could just give this to someone, so it is what it is. I could probably give parts to someone, now that I think about it. Okay, upstairs. I might need to get another chest. Sand bike. Oh, we're getting a new bike. Max slots, max volume. Item slots 10, max volume 250. I guess it's really hard to kind of use the storage though, because you can't store the bike if it has things in its storage. And obviously being able to just store it in your little digitizer tool is very handy. Mark 2, Mark 2, Mark 2. What? And that's done. Engine's a little damaged, but durability doesn't mean anything except for, you know, whether it functions or not. I don't think it performs worse as it gets more damage, so that engine's gonna last a long time. That lasted me all of yesterday. It only took like 6% max damage. Okay, let's see what we have for... I guess I can craft any of these. Inventory. Ooh, max volume is still the same, but it has 15 item slots. Probably getting a booster is gonna be my best bet. And then maybe a scanner might be nice. I do need some more iron still, and I also need to get some flour sand. So I think we'll get some of that next. Iron ore. Where's some more iron ore? It's on top of the ridge.
Where's my backup?
Excuse me, lads. I don't really want to bother with you right now. And then, oh, I guess I do have this handheld scanner. I don't know what ping is what. It's copper. Let's see how much ore this gets us, or how many ingots this gets us, rather. 21, and we need... How much? I guess we don't technically need the booster. Oh, now we're gonna need a lot more iron. Okay, I guess I'm running around this area for a hot second. Did they follow me down? Well, at least that one-shot them. No, some of the people I was running into, it would take multiple, like, slow attacks to actually finish them off. Okay, there's flower sand, like, right here. Okay. Some to... Ooh, how far out is that, though? We might be able to make it just by walking there and back. I'm still not getting a worm meter, so this is probably safe. And then I bet it transitions like here. Yoink. I'm still not getting a worm meter. I should definitely be getting one. And that worries me that I don't see it. Is this just close enough to the safe zone that there's like no chance of worm? Guess I might as well fill up completely. Alrighty. They never saw us coming. I didn't realize that was that close. Man, I could have been having easy gathering of flower sand this whole time. This is probably going to drain like all of my water to craft into silicon. But we must do it for progress. Chemical refinery. Craft 200. Oh yeah, that almost completely drained us. Oh, but I've still got a lot of blood to process. Slurp. Okay, I still need more iron. I actually think. Oh, okay, we have enough. Booster, and then probably need a handful more rocks for the scanner. And I can get back to finding my intel. So I know there was one up there. I guess I have to keep going. It's an alternate timeline. So the cutscene, the opening cutscene when the game plays, it's Paul Atreides on a spice high, imagining what the world would be like, or you know what events would be like if he was never born. And that's the setting for this. I think he was never born, and I think his dad was never assassinated. So yeah, that's where it sits. And then there's some small lore changes, like with the lasgun thing. Lasguns exist, but now that they retconned it, I don't remember if I already went over this. Basically, the in-lore thing is that lasguns imported to Arrakis have a safety on, and they just won't shoot at a Holtzman shield because they figured that, you know, being able to set off a nuclear explosion with just a gun and a shield basically anywhere wouldn't be very fun. I mean, maybe the first time, but like if you're actually trying to get stuff done and people were just doing nukes everywhere, preventing anything from getting done, it would get very stale very fast. So that interaction doesn't exist, and I don't think they've made any other changes. Yeah, well, I appreciate that they, like, you know, reasonably went out, or that they went out of their way to reasonably explain why. Because, of course, whenever people, you know, were talking about the Dune game, one of the most common questions is, okay, but can you shoot a shield with a lasgun? And yeah, they just get around that instead of having to say, oh, you know, because of reasons this interaction doesn't happen. You just can't shoot at someone wearing a shield. I am wondering if lasguns are how powerful they're going to be. Yeah, in the lore, there is some sort of power interaction between lasguns and Holtzman shields, and if they collide, there is a nuclear explosion. Where it originates is apparently just entirely random chance. It could be originated on the shield, it could be originated on the gun, or it could be originated anywhere along the path between the two. But there will be a nuclear explosion. And I think in one of the books or something, that's how someone ended a conflict, by just always using lasguns and basically forcing I forget if they were invading or defending, but, you know, basically employing area denial, like, yeah, we'll die too, but you won't, you know, we'll keep doing this. And obviously if you don't use a shield, you can just get killed by normal ballistic fire.
Identify yourself.
I've been seen.
Hush! It'll be over soon.
Man. My stamina is very low. Let's keep whiffing parries. Ooh, a double parry. Sadly, I couldn't kill them both at the same time, but it is what it is. I think I need like one or two more iron rocks to be safe. Ooh, plant matter, I'll take that. I do wish there was some sort of way to farm plant matter, because that's how you make it's used for the only two medical items that I have access to. You either make bandages or like an advanced med kit that takes more plant matter, plus like some other type of fabric you can scavenge. And this area does not have as much plant fiber as the first one did. It could just be this particular like rocky outcropping has quite a bit less than others. I don't think there's going to be any iron down there. That's just stone. I think that's iron over there. We got him. So I don't think getting an ornithopter is going to be in the cards for today. So the tiers are like split up. I mean, it's basically tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know. But they're basically split up like what their common crafting component is, like iron, copper, etc. Steel is after this, and then there's aluminum after steel for some reason. And aluminum, the aluminum tier is where you get ornithopters. So yeah, I'm still quite a bit of ways away from getting my own ornithopter. Yeah, there's just not enough plants, sadly, for me to eat. Alright, we should be good. Time to head back to base. So is the gameplay like Destiny 2? Not really. I mean, so Destiny 2 is like, I mean, yeah, it has a few open world areas, but no, I wouldn't say it plays like Destiny 2. I mean, Conan Exiles is the most direct comparison. But if you've not played that, maybe Rust? A much bigger Rust. With laser guns and flying vehicles. And a much more restrained bloodlust from the player base, just because there's not open PvP everywhere.
I require backup. Someone's here. Eyes on enemy.
Oh man. You also, when you shoot, you probably notice that your shield automatically turns off, so you can't just use it to take I mean, you can kind of take pot shots at people, but you know, when you do shoot, that does turn off your shield for a second, and if someone's keeping an eye on you, they can take that time to put a bullet right into your face. Eat. That's where sometimes Kenshi has the most cinematically hilarious happenings. What happened? Ooh, more plant fiber. I was hoping I'd be able to like hook onto one of these wires.
Who's there?
No, I don't want to bother with them. So I zoomed in on some farm that was wanting to kidnap some person from and just found a random holy soldier spinning. Well, I'll have to check it out later. Actually, just like, I don't know, 10-20 minutes ago, I found a neat spot to harvest some of that flower sand and apparently not be exposed like at all. quite nice. Now if only I could get that lucky with spice. Anyway, while ad break is... Oh, I guess it's over. Just hoping to just start crafting and let that go while I was running. I did dip my toe into a couple of the next areas and like launched a survey probe, but I've not actually like explored any of them. I'm still working through the Vermilius Gap here. There's been a lot of iron grinding that I've been having to go through. You know, as you do. Also, doing the next testing station was a huge pain in the butt because I could not get help with it. You know, there was no one around. And as I'm sure you remember, that one big hangar room with like multiple shielded heavies. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass to do solo. Okay, fabricator. Apparently that enhanced engine that I got is even better than a Mark II, which is nice. I was expecting it to, I mean, like most things, be in between a Mark I and a Mark II, but it's still better. Although that also means that me crafting this whole Mark II sand bike isn't going to be making me any faster like I was expecting it to. It's basically just going to have more health or more armor. And I was really hoping to go faster. But by the time I realized that, I was already significantly invested into crafting a new bike. So, it is what it is. I guess I'm not using that suck blade anymore. I don't need to have so many blood bags on me. We'll get rid of this one. And what's the other one that's like kind of damaged? There it is. Probably should have split up these iron refinings across multiple things. It would also be nice if like these icons told you what slot for the car that the add-ons went to, because of the booster, the inventory, and the extra seat all take up the back slot, and then the scanner is the only thing I think that takes up the front slot. But you wouldn't really know exactly where they are without, you know, crafting them first and trying to attach them. All right, well, let's get these affixed to it. Building tool, where is it? All right. We now have a Mark II bike. That I have safely stored in my tool. So where do I need to head next? I wanted to get some more of those, the intel collectibles. So there's 2 up there. Okay, I'll hit those up and then I'll swing my way down, I think. The house, yeah, that's where I already was. It's too bad I didn't hit that up while I was there. Oh well. So I'm gonna have to go all the way across and then, well, let's get to it. I'll just circle around the outside. Of course, I forgot gas. Also, definitely gonna put an actual garage on my next house so I can just zoop on into it. Where my fuel cells at? Been looting a fair few of them. I don't think I'll need another one. Oh, I had a booster already. I could have saved me a little bit of iron. Okay, refuel. I'll grab an extra fuel cell just to be safe, since that one is almost out. And I swear, if I refuel my vehicle again and it takes it from the newest cell instead of depleting the already used one, and then there's not going to be a way to like combine the differences between them, that is going to be quite annoying. Alright, well, let's see how fast we go with the booster. Oh, we can just keep using it as long as we have temperature. I figured it'd just be like a temporary boost or something. That's neat. So, you know, it'll pick the most annoying option. Yeah, probably. Okay. You know, I ain't scared of no drum stands. Would be kind of cool to get a buggy today, but that might also just take up a lot of steel, which of course is from the next area, which I am not in. And I might have to like either get a base there or something, because it's going to be a lot of materials that I'm going to have to refine on site. So I have to find somewhere to set up. That's certainly a base design. A reliable box with an overhanging roof. What if they plan to put like a landing pad on top of it? I was about to go right past it. Yeah, that's just a new building thing. Uh-oh. Not enough power. There we go. That's one of the rewards. Is that building set? I think it has a less health than the tier 2, which is a little sad, but you know, gotta do it for the vibes. Okay, I don't really need. Let's take money. I also do wish there was an easier way to just take like a specific thing. Other games where you'd have like an interface like this, if you like use a mouse wheel, it'll actually select through the items. Here you can't do that. You either have to just take whatever is first or actually open up the menu and manually select your things from there. Now there's probably not. a unique chest here, but doesn't hurt to check. That's just power cells. Anything up here? No. Oh. They didn't seal their base. Oh, those are bookshelves on the inside. That's neat. Not sure if I approve the how the stairs work, but I should build my other base out of this tile set. Alright, so we have this one more. Part of me is a bit sad that the default permissions or this other player can't touch your stuff. Can you imagine how incredibly annoying that would be if it was not that way, though, and you had to manually adjust the permissions on every single item? Even if you could blanket permission at your console, if you would then have to keep updating it every time you play something new, that would be so infuriating. The only way that they could really have that and it not be super annoying is if it just everything by default went to the permissions that you set on your console, but then once you place your console and set it proper permissions, then it would invalidate the whole having the permissions be looser by default anyway. I also imagine in PvP zones you'll probably be able to get around that anyway. Just want to jack people's stuff. They don't make sure they have proper doors. But you shouldn't have to, like... When you install a door, you know, you obviously install it with a lock. Get back here. He's walking away slightly too fast. Yeah, still, I think it would be incredibly annoying if you had to manually adjust every single chest. Like, I know in Rust, chests don't have locks by default, and that's like a separate item. And then you do have to do that. But that is incredibly annoying in that game.
Brethren, stay away from Jabali Fleet. A great mob of House Halil's thrice-damned slavers has descended on the entire region. They're seizing every poor wretch they can lay hands on. And
Oh, look, free
dragging them off
vehicles.
to the
Wait, no
slave
access.
pit. I only
Says
see it
who?
because I know the foul smell of a slaver better than anyone. I survived 2 years in the Harkonnen slave pits before escaping, and I have the inkvine scars to prove it. I'll die before I go
So I
back.
need 3 more.
You would
So it's gonna
wise
be
to do the
1.
same. Flee or fight, but don't be taken alive.
And then 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, we'll go down here and get this quest done. You also can't use your shield while on a vehicle, which... oh, someone actually already has a buggy. Let's have a peep over here. Is this a vehicle fabricator? Yeah, it is. That's compact. Obviously, they should have a door here. Actually, for the buggy, I guess you might have to make a pentashield specifically, which I do have unlocked. If there's anything to do while we're here at the trading outpost. Hey, how's it going, Kato? Welcome in.
Don't know you from Adam.
Okay. Enlightening conversation. Oh, there's the board. I had something to turn in. And where does that want me to go? Back to my house. Okay. I wonder if there was a way to be able to talk to the guy from far away. I think you can actually. I distinctly recall doing that in the beta. That's unfortunate. We could have already had it and turned it in. Okay, do we have a shot straight south? Something also that's minorly annoying is all of this. Your event log will get absolutely spammed by your bike being at risk. I guess every time you take it out, 526. Must be using UTC time. It would be nice if it was just, if it only displayed like the most recent entry for like that specific thing. And especially since it's kind of swirled away and you're not told otherwise. Zoom. Alright, this is one of the trial caves. We'll do the contract first and then hit up some of those points. Also gonna have to, I guess when I'm done streaming, look around and see if there's a website for consolidated like chest information for finding uniques. I mean, no vehicles to restore. You store it. There we go. Up we go. Too far.
Day 5 surveillance report. Harkonnen hard target 42M. The facility maintains round-the-clock house shielding. The
Worm?
shield has dropped briefly on 2 occasions since the
No
last
worm.
report. In both cases, it was to facilitate the landing of Courier-thopters. I understand that locating Captain Skorda is now my #1 priority, but so far, I've seen no one matching his description. I'm maintaining careful surveillance. Update. I must express my concerns about the tenability of this position. A few hours ago, I observed a hawk with binoculars, having a good hard look in this direction. Don't know if I'm made or not, but my relief is now overdue. We'll keep watch as long as possible. Atreides.
Man, it's like basically daytime. Why are you guys still here? I'm just gonna turn on my shield while I'm grabbed. Later, nerds. Oh, the ship literally leaves them behind. That's funny. Guess they're off the clock and now it's someone else's problem. What if that means there's a player here? Yeah, they're moving erratically. That's probably a player. This means I can scoot through here and loot.
Habib, my honored uncle, I send you this message with deepest regret for my unfortunate behavior and words when we last met. I know I told you I no longer needed your patronage, but I now know that was a great mistake. When I left to join the gang at the old Imperial station, I foolishly believed that stealing from town...
Okay, where is this thing gonna be located?
But disaster struck from the start. A band of renegade house soldiers found our hideout and seized the station with much bloodshed on our part. It was only a pure chance that I escaped alive. Foolishly, I thought our powerful patrons would avenge us. But no! They have forsaken us in favor of the renegades! Please, my uncle, do you have room for me in your band? I am most desperate, for all hands are turned against he who travels the desert alone.
I know there's one that's like in a broken section of wall somewhere. I want to say it's either in this region or the next one. That was really tricky to find. With some spiced food. Nom nom nom. There's only 2 buildings here. What the hell could it be? I don't think it's going to be down here. That's just like foundations. Aha. I have found it. Sneaky, sneaky. All right, let's get this other one down to the south. What's that other guy? Not even a thing. Some people, huh? Where do I have to go? Direction is that south, southwest? I'm very thirsty. Slurp, slurp. I bet once I upgrade my grappling hook, using the whole floor grapple thing to prevent fall damage will be a lot easier since it'll have even more range on it. I do wish that like sneak attacks were something. I don't know, at one point they were like showing off stealth gameplay, but like I don't think stealth attacks were a thing. Oof, oof, oof.
Fighting may have moved away from here, but there's still plenty going on up above. I don't mind them dropping those spiders out of the sky, as long as they don't come down on my head. There's still good salvage to be got from.
And they were moving fast.
Most of them crawl out in the open sands, and worms won't give you any time to use a cutter ray out there. Still, you can.
Alright, who else is still here?
For a dash and grab.
Grenade out!
That's a grenade.
Damn, need to reload.
You also apparently can't cancel or animation cancel. Maybe I guess you just can't if you're out of stamina. Alright, where is... There's gotta be scrounging around for these intel points. Can someone with a shield survive a ship crashing into them? I don't know the answer to that. I know shields do stop fast-moving items, or fast-moving things. Because when sword fighting with someone, you basically just have to like slowly push the blade in to get it past the barrier. And I imagine a ship crashing would be quite fast, but... Well, it's not like the shield battery has unlimited health. I'm pretty sure that it would short out and then you would be squished. There's only like one building, right? So... It's gotta be here somewhere. I know one I specifically found like on the roof. Did I check up that? But I didn't check in here. Aha, sneaky, sneaky. Eight out of 9. And then just this one place. Well, it's gonna be tough, but surely there's a limit to the size. Well, I imagine it's more like an amount of force until it has to recharge, you know? I mean, that's basically how it works on the game. Even bullets can overload your shield if you take too many. No, I don't know if that's a gameplay. If that's just a gameplay limitation or what, but given that the shields are, you know, belt-sized or something, I think they go on your belt. Obviously, their power source can't be that big. Let's also keep more research here. So I can get the vehicle fabricator, the survival fabricator. And it auto advances to the next tier before I have everything. Okay, so once you spend enough. 33 intel points. I could learn the ornithopter. But then I won't have all the other stuff from the previous tier. Disruptor, maybe not that. The shields themselves crit feel around the rare. Faster objects are more efficiently stopped, but large impacts would basically overwhelm shatter the shield. Yeah. Alrighty. We're probably not going to have a shortage of research points. Okay, so there's a drum stand there, so I'm going to want to go around that. That's a pretty big stretch of desert, even with my improved engine. I'm not feeling so cocky. I guess since there is an ad break running, I can wait to cross just in case something spicy happens. Since sitting on a vehicle protects you from the heat rays. Let's see. I really want to get this from in death still. I've saw some people.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
Some people already had one. Oh, that's coming in fast. I guess I'll probably be fine. Alright. That break is over. Let's scoot. Let's see. Legging best to a steel plate. A bullet is basically ineffective. A hammer is going to give you a bad time. Snap the shield. Steel plate isn't going to be much help against a car. Yeah. We have to get across. Honestly, with the booster, I don't think we're like in any actual danger. Even with this particularly bigger stretch of desert. Naruhodo, indeed. Let's see, also some of the films and kind of the game don't illustrate well the slowness thing. The good of fast swing will bounce and possibly break your arm. Slowing down first doesn't allow you to just pass through, since it reduces resistance long enough for you to literally shove the knife through the resistance. Yeah. Oh, I need some juice. And I need to get inside. Ouch. I'll probably be fine here. Oh. Where's Sandstorm?
A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh yeah, that's coming in fast. I hope this broken roof building is enough to shelter me. See, Droidicus shields much work the same way. They block high velocity impacts, but some of it thinks like a person. When gently rolling a grenade softly will go through. Really? I didn't realize that was how they worked. So something that's actually kind of cool about this little icon on the compass. It says well, I guess you guys can't see the meters since it's below, but it'll give you a range readout, and that range is actually to the closest edge of the sandstorm. The icon does show for the center, but like once it's just out of range and it's safe to walk out is when it stops showing 0 meters, which is kind of neat. So you always kind of know like if you're actually gonna get hit by it. I need to check. I don't think it's on the roof. This dump. Star Wars shields are magic and straight up fast things don't let so things through as a calibration. Dune shields are non-Newtonian and more grounded sci-fi. Grenade would still be stopped by Dune shields. You'd have to shove it through. Yeah, in the game, the grenades do some damage. Not a lot. I tried. Actually, how I was dealing with that dungeon when I was solo is just trying to spam grenades, but it didn't really do a whole lot. Of course, when you have a grenade, or when you have your shield up and get hit by a grenade, you get fucking pelted somehow. With shielded NPCs don't seem to care even if it's at their feet. That's a bunch of BS. Okay, so that's all the collectibles, or all the intel here. And I do have to... I have to go back here for one of the contracts. And then I think I'll swing through the other region. So the grenades are just better. Get gooder grenades if only were that easy. Oh, that's a ship. I don't want to get zoinked again, Scoob. Do I have a straight shot? No, what? Where does that want me to go? Oh, to turn it in. Alright, away we go. It'll be pretty cool getting an ornithopter. Making journeys a little bit safer. Is that... That's pretty far away, but I don't know if I'm in that worm's territory. My wiggly worm bar is not showing red, and I'm not getting danger music, so that might have been procced by someone else. I obviously don't want to be scooting through. Oh no, that's in another region. Okay, I'm fine. We're going for it. Oops. I'm pretty sure that worm's also far enough away that I'm fine. Just scooting through, don't mind me. I don't think that was because of me. That was very close though. I have had one like sub 200 meters eruption. That was very scary. Uh-oh. Oh, that's also some bullshit. I was going through the air and the sands were still doing their drum thing. That one's definitely coming for me. If I'm getting air time, I am not making contact with sand, and thus I should temporarily not be aggroing the worm, you know? If it's in the air... What vibrations?
Shield on. Charge.
Someone's here.
Incoming.
What the hell is this guy? Oh, I think this is who I was here to kill. Yoink, yoink. Does that have anything else important? Beginning air would be a neat tech to avoiding worm aggro. Yeah, I mean, like ramping it off of a dune somewhere to at least temporarily get a little less wormious. Okay, so contact issuer. Cool. What did I get? Drop light pants customization. Okay. Now I've got to deliver this other report. Oh, yeah, look, more people to kill. I think I'll swing by my base since it's literally right here. And water up. Drop off some of my resources. And is there anything else I need? I don't think I've gotten any more blood. Maybe I should be using that little dagger again. Just for the passive water accumulation. It is quite nice. Oh, it gave me a unique pistol. Almost twice the damage per shot of the rifle, and it is automatic. Let's see, what's its effective range? 50 meters. Range 38. Fire is even faster. What about accuracy? Exactly the same. Maybe I'll use this. Yeah, it does get a little fuzzy if you're really trying to be a stickler for like science fiction versus science fantasy. Dune is also, I'm pretty sure it's heavily based on Star Wars. Like, didn't the guy literally walk out of the theater and was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a book? To look at the report. You know, we'll go to the other area first. Roost. Alright, I'm gonna have this the testing station to hit up. It's a little science opera or space opera. I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Oh, is it not the other way around? Yeah, Dune came out in 65. Never mind, it might be the other way around. It says 65. That's a lot less than 20 years. Isn't Star Wars like 71? 77. So it's like 12 years. I don't think the guy's that old. See, the mechanics of the shield were not that way to match realism. It was a plot point before the climax of episode 1. But the slow movement bit was not even a mechanic of Star Wars shields. Yeah, because shields, they weren't explicitly depicted in the first few movies, were there? Like, I know there was that plot point in Return of the Jedi, having to destroy the shield generator on Endor, but like they don't really elaborate on it. See, non-utility enhancement fields are admittedly just science jargon, but they're still an attempt by non-scientists to make a feasible idea.
Shields on.
You guys, like, get out of here. What? Are you gonna swing or what? That's incredibly annoying. Yeah, that's where I get out of here. See, ships can dock and undock from capital without hitting the shields. Wait, I was just saying that they weren't like explicitly depicted. I don't think. 'Cause I don't think any of the ships had I know those orbs on Star Destroyers are supposed to be shield generators, but they're not. You don't see them in the same way as you do in the prequel movies. It's just an invisible shield. What is that sound? Okay. In episode 4 and 5 of the Shield, the idea of shields was largely based on X-Wings have shields, but turbo lasers appeared some entire fighters sacrifice shields in favor of having turbo lasers. So I bypassed most of it so the plot could work as needed. I guess shields work until the plot demands they don't. I mean, that's how a lot of things work. And a lot of fictional stories. I bet it's in here, but I didn't see a way to get in there from... Aha! It's exactly the same as the other one. I know your tricks. Just rock, paper, scissors for the sake of the plot. I didn't realize that. I thought the TIE fighters didn't have shields because of economics, and that made them cheaper. Not only were they cheaper, but the recruits of the Empire were, you know, nigh infinite. You just throw people at the problem. I think we'll hit this station first. Disposable, yeah. And you know, if you proved yourself in the Imperial Navy, then maybe you'd get upgraded to a TIE Interceptor, which I believe had shields. Or maybe... I know the TIE Advanced Vaders had shields. I think Interceptors had shields.
There's somebody here.
I'm pretty sure Defenders had shields, but I don't think those were... Pretty sure those are an EU thing. I don't think they were in the movies. My Interceptors don't. Okay. I know Vader's does. The TIE Advanced. And of course, there's the Imperial Guard Interceptors, which I think definitely do. Or the Royal Guard, whatever. But those aren't depicted in the movies. As cool as a red Interceptor would be. Advanced and later Defenders were the first ones shielded. First Order ones came later and were shielded. Everything else between those 2 points haven't been any canon. Okay.
Where's my reinforcements?
I didn't actually test this pistol yet. Ooh, that's pretty strong. And I also don't think it's that big of an issue, really. I mean, you know, the good guys had shields, and then the bad guys didn't until later movies. Well, even the droid ships, the Trade Federation command ship, I don't know if it had, I know they obviously had shields over the docking bays. I don't know if they had like ship-wide shields. I would guess so. I mean, those are like a command ship. Obviously the little droid starfighters didn't. I don't think like the Vulture droids. And then the Naboo fighters did. The ARC 170s did. And I think that's basically it for all the important movie fighters. I guess Vulture droids were mainly only in the third movie.
Don't shoot, don't shoot. I'm unarmed and... Oh, it's you.
Were they in the first movie?
My erstwhile apprentice.
See, comparing things, the door shields were hard shields, like all the ray shields. They weren't a G. You can't be made to feel big enough to encapsulate a ship. But you can fly through them, can't you?
Keep your voice down, please. I'm still
How's
trying
that
to
work?
complete my audit, but the difficulties continue to mount.
Because like they had to,
top sneered at my imperial seal.
you know, it's not like they decompressed the bay to launch fighters. They just had a shield over the fighter bay,
So I
and ships could fly through between them.
Considering my options, until you showed up.
I guess if they had an IFF, since you know in Revenge of the Sith, they needed to shoot down the shield generator to get in while they were launching ships.
Maybe we can revisit our arrangement.
Oh, what are you
Here's
offering?
what I am proposing. You get inside the testing station, and just like last time,
So shield, normal shields and doors can alternate.
reports. In return, I'll teach you some more about the practical applications of planetology and ecological systems.
Level 2 planetology skills.
Once again, I am in your debt.
Fancy.
I'll wait here then, shall I?
Yeah. All right. I should probably find someone to do this dungeon
The
with.
contracts have all been signed and certified, Captain. And your advance has been passed on through chosen channels. This operation is costing me a fortune, so I expect quick results. My agents have located the hideout of the Kirab who hijacked our water
Bandits.
transport. Your force is to punish the bandits and recover what water you
Testing
can.
station 197.
Remember, any necessary correspondence is to come directly to me, not anyone else at the guild.
I really don't want to do this solo. This is going to be a huge pain in the ass.
Welcome, visitor, to Imperial Desert Testing Station number 197. I am Station Supervisor Janice Braun of the Imperial Engineering Corps. Yes, this lab has a unique distinction of being headed by an engineer rather than a scientist. Although there are geologists and hydrologists aplenty on our team, our mission requires engineering expertise above all. The mission is simple. Find
where's the
clean
band?
water. Our scientific colleagues assure us that conditions are right for the presence of a large aquifer on this
Is this not
planet.
how we get in?
Our mission will be to drill deep until we find
No. That's the exit. Hi, Kai Flash. Welcome in. You're too EP. I know that feeling. I am quite EP myself. I was actually thinking about maybe just having a nap instead of streaming, but here I am. getting the spice. Oh, now I have to stretch. Let's see. These Star Wars shields operate closer to what a real shield would theoretically act like, which is a circular field. Yeah, I think that's also why Star Trek shields are like around a ship instead of form-fitting. Is a more realism approach. And then, you know, EVE Online has that form-fitting shield types, and I think Stargate Atlantis did as well. I know they had shields. I never watched Atlantis though. Need to start packing. Are you heading somewhere? Oh, big summer trip. That sounds fun. Oh, these are NPCs fighting each other. I hate when they do this. Of course, they don't suffer friendly fire damage. There we go. Let's see. Shields do for the ship technically in Star Wars. Star Wars, I don't recall them like having a form-fitting thing, like, because the most, when they're over doors, you know, that's separate. And then, you know, there's the droidicas, which are circles, then the Gungan shields, which are also circles, but then like when they touch each other they merge, and it's not, you know, quite a perfect circle at that point. But like, you don't see a glow around an X-Wing from its shields. Or even the capital ships. I think we need a thing for that. Yeah, I don't recall many explicit depictions in the movies. Obviously the extended universe cartoons and whatnot are a bit different. I know Clone Wars was pretty good, but I haven't seen it. Always been meaning to. Of course, we have an ad break. I'll wait to progress here. It's unfortunate that there's apparently no one around. And the beta was actually pretty easy to, not necessarily just find people to do a dungeon, but since the dungeons are open world, you know, being able to just go through and not necessarily have issues. Products, what do I need? Personal light. Not that important. In some cases, when shields cause issues, Gungan shields are the same but different, can merge. Some shields create a shimmer. Those are completely invisible, despite being the same exact type of shield. Oh, I can make buggies now. Oh yeah, and buggies can get a cutting tool on them. Resource Imperial testing stations. Let's see.
Who's that?
Move. Wait, so there was that other shield there. Is that also an exit? And this place is a maze. Uh-huh. ID band. Different weapons affect shields in different ways. Not all blasts is the same. They can be different designs and capabilities. Yeah, they're also, don't Trandoshans use slug weapons still? I know slug weapons are still used by some people. Also, not that I dislike conversations, but I don't think there needs to be a huge argument over what shields are more realistic compared to another. Oh, they are both fictional entities. And Legend slubs bypass shields. I don't think that's canon yet. I imagine, wouldn't it lightsabers also probably have more of a problem with slug weapons, given that you're vaporizing matter? Yeah, let's just say that we both like Star Wars here and squash that little little argument. I don't think it's super important which one is more or less realistic, and honestly it's kind of just splitting hairs. I can go through this thing now. They're also with Dune. You know, there has been, I think there's a lot less Dune media. So, you know, less chance for, I guess, even the creator to accidentally retcon their own stuff. And with how prolific Disney has been, you know, I mean, I've been real vocal on my my thoughts on Disney and Starfield, or Star Wars. I don't know why I said Starfield. Disney ruined Starfield, true. See, Warhammer is for sure based off of it too. Yeah, when did Warhammer, one of the first Warhammer books come out? People thought that hot air blimps can go into space. You know, if your hot air blimp can't, you just need more hot air. This is also highly consistent. Some people will think a slug would liquefy and hit Jedi. You want to watch lightsabers hit metal objects. The cut they inflict is instantaneous, and there's no molten metal. I know that, I mean, there has been some going back and forth with how lightsabers interact with cutting through objects. Case in point, episode 4. And, can I equip my thing? Episode 4, and the guy having his arm cut off and bleeding everywhere. And then that eventually getting changed to be, oh yeah, no, it cauterizes wounds instantly. See, just what you think would happen to a slug, yeah. I mean, the scene in episode 1 where it was like melting the door was pretty cool though. Let's see, 40K came out 10 years after base Warhammer. Well, I'm a sci-fi man, so you know I'm not super big into base Warhammer. You know, the Egyptian mummies or whatever they are, they're not the same as Necrons. They don't have the same cool factor. Well, I've heard that the PC game for Warhammer is pretty... I've heard it's pretty good. Although they didn't call it Total Warhammer, and that is a swing and a miss. Total War Warhammer doesn't really slide off the tongue. See, the door melting was the only time you see the molten effect. Otherwise, looking like episode 5 when they're dueling. Yeah. They also, for the Warhammer thing, I guess the, I think I have one of the games. What is it? Hold on, slightly losing my train of thought. Right, 2 of the games have matching icons on Steam. The first one I think is a bronze Warhammer, and then the second one is a silver Warhammer. So what do you think the symbol for the third game is? And if you guessed anything other than the Roman numeral 3, you're wrong. Oh, that's a lot of them. God damn it. Technically there's a hammer behind the 3. Meh. Get away from me. Or should spice. It should be gold though. Oh, he has a flamethrower. How does fire work with Holtzman shields? Got him. It's too bad you can't take his flamethrower. You can eventually get flamethrowers as a weapon. Oh, so much water here. Slurp, slurp. It is a knife that I am using. I did have a sword, but the knife fills up my blood bags. I guess I can switch back to my sword since I'm full on blood. See, canonically it's a big weakness as it'll overwhelm the shield, similarly to dust storms. I don't know if it cooked me much.
Ask any of the nobles, what is a kirab? A petty bandit, they will tell you.
But I didn't exactly want to let him, you know, just sit there and cook me for a while.
Yes, I am a bandit.
Station, wait. Clear out the issue. Kirab still suits set variant. Do I?
Even for one such as me. There is the spice, of course, but
I know the contract with. I remember his SWAT.
So what, I ask myself, is the treasure of Dune?
Okay.
Water. Water is that treasure. I see the masters of the Water Shippers Guild growing rich.
I think that's it.
Why not me? Can water not make even a Kirab a rich man? Indeed, it can. If that Kirab is bold enough to take it.
Okay.
And I am bold enough.
Oh, yeah, look, the purple band. Now, there should be a fat loot somewhere around here. See, gases in general can bypass the shield, so it should have damaged you through the shield. It might have. I was missing some health. I don't know if that's just because I failed to heal the full or if it got me. Where was that chest? Oh. That pistol's actually pretty good. There it is. Okay. Ooh, some new feeties. Soft step boots. Ooh. Melee combat is a little clunky, especially if you're having to fight against multiple melee enemies. The main way to deal with them if they're shielded is to parry them, but I find oftentimes they'll run up to you and just sit there and not attack. And if they like do a charge attack and you dodge out of it and then you try to counter dodge, they'll just dodge out of that. So like countering them, parrying them is the main way to actually like do damage to them. And then if you're fighting heavies with their miniguns, like while they're shooting, their shield does go down, but it's obviously hard to shoot them while they're throwing a bunch of lead down at you. It would probably be a lot better if I wasn't solo. You know, have one person basically have the enemies focusing them and the other shooting when their shields are down. Because heavies do take a lot to kill with melee. And they also have like a... First of all, they can swing at you with their gun. They can just like melee you off. And then they also have like an AoE like kind of slow explosion debuff thing that they can do, which is also super annoying. There is a gun type. It's like an SMG that's made to overload shields. It obviously doesn't do a lot of damage and it goes through ammo real fast. But as long as you're not getting overwhelmed, it's generally fine. I know melee combat apparently has been changed since the beta. I'm not really noticing that big of a change. Maybe it's slightly less clunky, but it's still not super ideal. Of course, given that most people are going to have a shield, it's not like you can kind of get around it.
Well, maybe for good. We've just received word that the protests against the thinking machines have escalated into full-scale war. Everyone says it's a struggle for the...
So we have the soft step boots. Let's see. Found abandoned throughout former territories. Strange type leather.
I hope they hurry.
Reducing the vibrations. I can't preview its stats. Oh, I haven't learned it either, so I can't see it in my main menu. I mean, I'm pretty sure those are the boots that make it so that you can attract the worm a lot less. Give it their name of soft step and also their description. I don't know how good the effect is going to be, but we'll find out. Did I go back in? Hold on. No, that's the... I could have sworn this is like the starting room. Do I need to go the other way? No. I clearly haven't been here. I do wish that there were internal maps that you could build of areas, even if like you know, you built them as you go, just so that once you've been through an area, it's a little less easy to get lost in. This feels like, oh no, this is the right way. Okay. The smaller dungeons are pretty straightforward. But later they start getting a little bit more big and sprawling.
You're back. Good, good. I haven't dared to move too far. I don't think I can rely on my Imperial credentials around here.
I've got the reports. Deliver.
I knew I could count on you, of course. Thank you, friend.
That's weird. Usually the conversation auto
but I've never been
moves forward.
Violence. I promised you more planetology training, yes? Meet me at my camp in the South Haga Basin.
Man.
I don't think this is a conducive environment for learning.
It would be fine. Okay, well. We did that. Okay, up more intel, and then I think I have a couple of more things left to do in this area. Shimo, those are, I don't need to worry about those. So let's go down to touring the gap. Wreck of the Palace and Flatbed Outpost Rock. So I feel even just having one other person, never mind like a full group, would help alleviate some of the issues with being swarmed. And maybe I just don't have a good build for it. I actually haven't been using my compel ability very often, just because like if you make someone that's using a what is it, a shield, it doesn't last super long. It's not really long enough to get a good few swings on them. So what other skills do I have? Instability. Switch that out. But now I have a turret that I can deploy, so we'll see how that works out. Oh, if there's no quicksand, okay. There's drum sands, but we'll be fine. Probably. See, we're fine. Let's just get up onto the rocks just to make sure we're extra fine. I did. I missed the first hour, but I was watching it earlier. There were some interesting looking games. Death Stranding 2 is apparently coming out this month. Of course, I don't think it launched on PC initially. And given that Death Stranding 2 doesn't have a Steam store page, it's probably not launching on PC this month. I do need to see what I missed in the first hour. They were also, I guess, handing out key codes for Soulframe, which is a new game coming out by Digital Extremes, the Warframe developer. I didn't even realize that until like after it was over and I noticed I had a Twitch drop. I know there's a sale going on Capcom games right now that they advertise like several times. I mean, it'll come out eventually. But didn't Death Stranding take like a whole ass year to come out on PC? Are there bigger swords? Maybe. Well, I mean, this sword... I know there's like a rapier. Although, whether or not that's bigger, it's certainly longer. I don't think there are any, like... there are no great swords or, like, Zweihanders or anything like that. If that's what you're looking for. Let me... keep my research here. So, let's see. For steel, there is another dagger. Yeah, this sword looks about the same type. House sword. Yeah, that's basically it. I guess there's a short blade, which are the daggers, and then the long blades, and then the rapiers. Yeah. So on the aluminum tier, I do get the heavy weapon. That's pretty cool. What a spice mask. This thing. We're just rocking a great sword in the Dune universe. You'd be unstoppable. I imagine if that were in fact the case, they probably would have invented one. I can't imagine that they're like, nobody ever thought, what if sword but bigger? Did I already get did I get the intel from here? I did. Vermilius, no journey tracked. What? I thought I told you to track that. And the physics of the human body kind of necessitate that being a nope. What does the physics of the human body mean? No big sword. It's not like Zweihanders aren't real. Zweihanders aren't real. They can't hurt you. The Zweihander. I want actual heavy great swords rather than like big foamy things. Well, okay. I mean, yeah, if you're talking like specifically Dark Souls, you know, like the fucking Demon Smelter great sword. Yeah, I don't think so. See, the physics of the sword that would cause a great sword to be bad against Dune swords because they're only deadly with big swings. Yeah, it is true. I mean, I'm sure you could with a great deal of effort just be like, hey guy, let me gently push this Zweihander against you real quick. Not bypass through gentleness, but slow, consistent effort. I mean, that's kind of splitting hairs. But it can be slow. Well, I typically don't go at the speed of a race car. See, being semantically over specific aside, a greatsword operates with wide swings. Yeah. But then I know what are the Japanese, like the nodachis? I think those were only like really used in like forest combat, I want to say. I know a few people had them. See, awkward and unbalanced, yeah. Well, it would still be cool. But I think that's why the other blade variant is a rapier. It's a lot easier to do the whole piercing thing. Where did you come from? Yeah, I think there was only like, I mean, not that Dark Souls is the arbiter for big swords. I think there was like 1 or 2 great swords that used the normal sword moveset, but obviously those are the exception rather than the rule. And given how the size of most of the swords in that game, you know, just because one thing is technically classified, I think most people, you know, when they hear great sword, they probably think like the Black Knight great sword or like the Demon Smelter or something. That sword is also very slow. Monster Hunter in general is just very slow. Because like it's a very slow and deliberate. Like even dual blades, like being the fastest thing, you know, you're still not moving super fast. And the great swords in Monster Hunter is just like, you basically have to fax your attack over and wait for a reply by mail. Okay, is it in that building? So there's 2 buildings here. No. Oh yeah, if you hit. I've never really been a great sword user. If you know how to use it, I'm sure it's fun. I'll stick to my dual blades and even my long blade. Where the hell could this be?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, great. Is that gonna hit me? It hitting this sector doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna hit me. It's still not going to be slow enough for the Dune shield, which is I think what the point was. Of course, I don't think we know the capacity of any one shield before it breaks. I'm not super versed in the Dune lore. Also, it feels like we just circled back to talking about shields again.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I have no idea where the hell this intel is. Pizza, don't be like that. Just drop the subject, please. Isn't Berserk over? Oh yeah, no, I remember, unless it got picked up by someone else. I remember there was a whole bunch of, like, events happening in various MMOs, where people were, like, hosting, because I'm pretty sure the lead writer passed away. Yeah, sometime in, I think, the early 2020s. Don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure. He was one of the people that unfortunately passed, along with, is it Toriyama that's the Dragon Ball Z guy? I know for sure he passed a couple years ago. This thing is driving me insane. Where the hell is it? I have checked, I swear I've checked everywhere. There's no more upper floor. There's no lower floor. Is it gonna show up on a scanner? I guess I wouldn't know what the icon looked like even if it was. Pretty sure that's metal. That's a chest, okay. I don't think I've ever had... I am an idiot. I apparently found it and completely forgot. I guess we can leave. Oh, there's another testing station here? No, I don't want to do another dungeon. See, Kentaro Miura is the mangaka for Berserk. He passed away in 2021. Then a friend of his picked up Berserk. Okay. I didn't know about that someone picked it up. Okay, so I think what we'll do... I was really wanting to survey this area here, so you know what? Maybe we'll go over there. I imagine someone else took over ownership of Dragon Ball as well. Where is it? Yeah, I mean, it's basically how it is. That is very sparse, though. I don't know how I'm supposed to get over there. Given how popular it is, I don't see a reality in which they're just like, okay, well, you know, since he's gone, we're just gonna leave it as it is. Then of course there's Oda. I hope One Piece finishes before he dies of old age. There's not any manga I'm worried about not finishing. Okay, I didn't click twice. Yeah, I guess maybe he'll have enough money from his One Piecing to get some Arasaka immortality cybernetics. Do you think we can make it? That's looking pretty scarce. Okay, whatever. I can't use that as a perch. Yeah, there's like nowhere. Heal vats, regen dead tissue. I mean, I can't imagine. It's gotta be like something really small or like inconsequential for like what the One Piece actually is. So I remember one of the things they're like, oh, you know, the Roger pirates found it, and then when they found it, they just broke down laughing. It could totally be something like that. Have you, I mean, you've watched anime, and Duluth. How much are you caught up on One Piece, or is One Piece not your thing? I'm caught up to the, I'd say the last arc, but I think another arc just ended. The Japan. I watched a lot of anime. Yeah, it is kind of hard to recommend. An argument I really don't like people making for any piece of media, but like something you'll see for games, especially like MMOs, is like, oh, you know, it gets good 100 hours in. I don't think that's a valid criticism to make. You shouldn't have to play a game for like a zillion hours just to enjoy something. And One Piece kind of suffers from some of the same issue, where it does get better as it goes, but obviously, like, oh, you know, just watch 400 episodes so you're not completely lost and then it'll get good. It's not really a good argument. And I think Moist Critical actually started watching One Piece a while ago. Also making the same point of, like, you know, saying, oh, you have to watch the first 400 to 500 episodes is like a kind of an argument against it. And I guess he started watching it and then started also enjoying it, and it was like, to be fair, it does get better. But yeah, it's kind of hard for me to recommend, just because, I mean, there's A, so much of it, and B, some of the early arcs are not super great. Many 90s and 2010 made the manga got better at manga as he went. Yeah, I think some people make the ability to make a gripping intro into the series, and sadly they refine their ability to engage people in some ways. Yeah, obviously there is another thing of like, if a series does hit and they keep working on it, obviously it's going to get better as time go on, or at least it should as they get more experience. And yeah, an episode or two is slow, but if it takes dozens, yeah, well, in One Piece's case, I think the general consensus is that it takes hundreds of the thousands of episodes. And of course, there's a whole thing of skipping filler episodes. There is the remake coming out. They are remaking the One Piece anime. And they are going to be significantly trimming down a lot of what it goes on, and I think cutting out filler completely. But who knows when that's actually coming out. I've heard the TV show is pretty good. I don't have Netflix though, so I haven't seen it. See, a lot of it comes down to early Shonen Jump basically abusing their mangaka with deadlines rather than letting them cook. Yeah, I've heard that the industry for mangaka is not really that great. I mean, I guess it's pretty similar for a lot of creatives. A lot of creatives in creative industries that, you know, they don't let their creatives cook. The remake is real. Yeah, I saw that they announced it. I've not really seen a whole lot otherwise. I've kind of, you know, not been obsessively watching news. I saw there was like some sort of shit show because, what's his name? The sniper guy. So it's been months since I've watched One Piece. His like skin tone was slightly lighter than normal, and people started losing their goddamn minds. And like, yeah, I don't need to pay attention to any of that. Hopefully the remake is good. I don't remember what studio was doing it. I want to say it was a studio I was familiar with. Until you got Weaver, Teat Kubo basically nearly died multiple times during the early arcs of Bleach. Oof. That's pretty rough. Okay, you know what? I have to look this up. One Piece remake. Netflix and Wit Studio. Who is Wit Studio? Ah, Attack on Titan. Seasons 1 to 3. So some of the slower seasons of Attack on Titan, but also the best season. Yeah, this is a handgun. I switched to it from my rifle because it does a lot more damage. It's also a unique gun, so it's like better than the normal tier. For what I'm using, I got it as a quest reward. It's a fully automatic pistol. A lot of my weapons are kind of old. I think my armor is the only thing that's like definitely my actual tier that I have unlocked. I also don't think the parry window is that tight. I could probably safely parry, starting my parry a lot sooner. I've been playing a lot of Night Rain, so can't be doing my parries too early. All right, my is that not a turret? That icon looks like a turret to me. Oh, what the? You have to... Why does it not just activate? Why do you deploy a mine that you then have to manually detonate? That's very weird. Okay, which direction do I have to go? Okay, given that this keeps going the other way, what should be like a circular, a circular facility that you can go through? Maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, this is a dead end.
Where's my backup?
There we go. Is there anything here? There's water. Nom, 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 nom. I do kind of wish they put that shield door, you know, a little bit closer here. Oh, somebody's casting a survey. That's what that blue light was. I can hear it. Wonder if they're like right overhead. Yeah. I do like this pistol. Oh man. I have to go back there anyway. I do like that dungeons have free water for you to slurp up. Doesn't mean you don't have to necessarily come fully loaded. Obviously, you always want to make sure you have some backup water, but... I actually have a sniper somewhere, I think. Wonder how good that is to use. So, Mark II, don't care. It's very nice. QOL lets you explore without stressing. It allows combat-centric people just enjoy it. Embrace dungeon life without having to farm water. Yeah, I really want to get that death still to maybe get some fat water farming going. But I still don't know how to get it. I googled it and found like a stream that was titled about it. Wait. Okay, so I got another purple band. Where the hell did I see a purple door? Anyway, that stream that had the item that I was looking for, it's like an hour long, and it starts and they already have it, so like, that's not helpful for finding out where to get it. Hey, what's up, Dr. Sup? You here to worm it? Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, my shield, yipes. Can you guys just, like... That didn't even hit me, and it, like, stunned me. I should probably, like, eat some spiced meatballs or something just so I can spam grenades. Doing a Helen drinking game, but he's already conked out. That's how it be. Unfortunately, I can't join you guys. I don't have any drinks. Sounds like he stole your job. You can't just call him out like that. Wait, hold on. There has to be something in here. Also, like this couch made out of like storage containers. These guys are having a grand old time. Picking up someone's slack. There wasn't a key in here, and there wasn't like a cool loot box. So what gives?
You can get a lacquer drug just by burning a lacquer wood. But the smoke
Am I missing something?
is too much beyond making you not care if you live or die. That's why they give it to gladiators. Makes them fierce.
Maybe when I'm done streaming.
The lacquer ash through a crystal extraction process to get pure Samuta.
I guess I can maybe switch over for a game or two.
And you are in ecstasy.
I would have to get somewhere safe to log out, and I'm trying to figure out like where the goods for this dungeon are. So I didn't see a key in there. I didn't see a chest. But that's like, that should be the final room. We explored both sides. There's nowhere else to go. Don't see there's a hidden passage somewhere? Alright, I'll let you know. Dungeons always have, like, one of those fancy chests with, like, the solar, like, the star constellation thing above them. And this can't just be, like, a dead-end room. So it would have had to have been something that we picked up here. Nothing's really sticking out. That's just a normal chest. So go back to the entrance and see. I don't want to go back to the entrance and then, like, have to redo it. Not seeing anything, though. I'm pretty sure this is the way out. Yeah. So where's the loot? I don't want to say that there might just be a dungeon that doesn't have loot. That seems like a pretty big oversight. I have to get the friggin' keys again. I didn't even, like, step outside. Whatever, the enemies haven't respawned yet. I bet the transition counting you out as the out of the dungeon is like somewhere along that hallway. So you have this identification band. There's something going on. Then there's the other one in here, which I think was the purple one, which takes us upstairs. Is there really just nothing here? Who would make a dungeon with no loot? You would? How dare you? So that's the purple key. Those are, unless I missed something down here. Typically when you pick up a key, it doesn't go anywhere. This is a dead end. I don't see any, like, library nooks that look like they have secret walls. I guess we'll do a once over of the room, and if I don't see anything, then we just leave. Yeah, there's this room, but there's nowhere up. There's like no stairs. Well, there's clearly no other doors to go through. There might literally just not be good loot here. I know one of the things you get is like those blue components. Oh, like where are they? Picked up a ton of them. There we go, like these particle capacitors. And the advanced servox. You have to get them in those Imperial testing stations, but still, these are dungeons, and there's usually like something good. Yeah, that's a light. I feel cheated. Whatever. I guess it's time to leave. Pulls a very odd bit of game design to establish a pattern and then break it a bit later. It was cool seeing this at the Summer Games Fest earlier today. Yeah, I noticed they had a little thing about it. I played their little trailer. And of course, saying, hey, if you know, the game comes out on the 10th, but it's technically out right now on advanced access.
Shield on.
AK, you can pay some more money and then you can play it right now. Yeah. I think they were talking something about maybe there being other factions to join later, either in updates or expansions. But yeah, the beef right now is the two big houses of Harkonnen and Atreides, and then ooh. Hold on. I got a bunch of garbage on me. What is it? There's like this Landsrad thing with all like the smaller houses that you can contribute. Darude, really? Of course there'd be a Darude in the sand place. That's stupid. Yeah, well, at least I got a chest from this one. How many intels we got left? 2, 1. We'll hit up that, and then 2. Yeah, so there's a bunch of objectives you can do. Like one, like this one, the middle one is always deliver spice melange, and that'll contribute to your faction. Oh, that's a person. I'm just mad I didn't think of it first. I'm fine not being in the Darude Sandstorm Guild. You're mad you didn't. Well, thanks for dropping in, Pepsi boy. Maybe we'll swing by the radiation area again. Get some rads. I'm running out of room though. I was gonna drop that. But drop that. Drop that. Really important. You have a good night. Oh, we got 2 pieces of the armor. Be water sealed at your base. The city or trade post to research that schematic. Sounds like some people might be here, so hopefully it's already cleared. Zoop. Oh, it's not cleared, not cleared. Yipes. Thanks, turret. I don't know if I can overload their shield with just a pistol. Just gonna get rid of these annoying people that are pelting me. Uh-oh. Ouch. Grab that intel. I don't need those fancy servos. I know one of them dropped down there. But maybe we can just ignore them. I got the important thing. So we need to hit the wreck of the palace. I guess I should also go slightly north just to get this place revealed on my map. Hey, Sewer Cat, welcome in. How's it going? I don't think there's any special loot in here. Okay. Ooh, is that like a... That's a pretty neat base. Alright, this foundation's a 1. Where do I need to go next? Slightly south. It is going to be a PvP area, so I'll have to be a little careful. I'm okay just running around in Dune. Getting some completion stuff. Looking at people's incomplete hovels. I did put a waypoint. So the ship is there. Oh yeah, it's like just completely flat. I was figuring like I should see a ship from this far away. Excuse you. Oh, maybe I shouldn't head straight for the zone because they might just follow me. I'm not close enough. How close do we have to get for this to be classified as explored? There we go. Alrighty. If I take a chance and go inside... I have zero clues about Dune at all. Only know about the weird popcorn buckets and spices. I mean, that's basically all you need to know. Well, if you know about the weird popcorn buckets, I remember certain kinds of online posting about those. I'll probably head out here. There's nothing important I need anyway. I have like hours worth of stuff I don't want to risk. Yes, the buckets. Oh, I'm going the wrong way now. So you can have a shield while biking through. I'm actually not super knowledgeable on the Dune lore anyway. I've always I've been meaning to watch the movie. I just thought the setting looked neat, and I'm familiar with Funcom's previous game. Oh, he's angry. That's okay. Although entering this radioactive area, slightly less okay, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Ooh, a new item. Kel's still suit garment. Ooh, that's a steel tier. That's neat. Yeah, he he was ready to throw hands. And I am ready to get the heck out of here. Would be nice to craft one of these new things that I looted, but I don't know, I'm like so close to getting the steel tier, which is the next tier of gear. I also really like this whole movement combo thing. It was very fun. Just have to find out where the entrance... Oh, there it is. I know one of these tiny caves actually has a unique loot in it. Oh, my backpack is full. I can drop 9 iron ore. Oh, that was okay. I was about to say, man, that was some crazy cave. Don't mind if I take your monies there. Where's the town thing that I was looking for? Dead Man's Depot. And that's the last thing that I need before I am good on this area. I think after this I'll head back to my base and organize my inventory. Maybe if I see if I can craft any of these new toys. Oh, hey, look, the intel. Okay. I don't know if there's gonna be something fat to loot here. So I think we'll probably just be good to head out. Let's see, 8 out of 8, 9 out of 9. Of course, I have all of them in Haga Basin South. You'll have to wait for this. Maybe to get over to this area, you have to actually like circle around, or maybe. So that's actually the radiation I was just in. That gave me a spook. Yeah, there's radiation at this part of the world at this time of day, located entirely in my kitchen. But this time I guess you can in fact see it. Is this base literally just stairs? I see. Well, we have to get through to that side. I think we'll be fine. There's probably Dune drum stands all over the place. But we don't need to check no stinking map. See, with this engine, we're so fine. Of course, I imagine zooping along like that on the buggy is going to require you to be a lot more careful. Because I imagine it's going to be a lot slower since it's a multi-person thing, and it'll probably have cargo by default. Let's also see if my little ramp thing actually lets me into my house. I'm coming in from the wrong direction. I'm definitely gonna have to get a new house design when I move houses. Oh, there's two people on that bike. Or we'll just store it and get inside. Get some water. Deposit all of that yummy, yummy blood. So I hope there ends up existing a bike build that allows you to move almost as fast as the worms. Imagine having some big guild fight and then some dude brings a worm in at Mach 10. I can imagine why they wouldn't want to do that, just because, like, if you want to avoid the worm, you know, you can't just maintain speed with it. But you can already summon worms. That's what thumpers are for. You don't need to, like, drag them in from off screen. Also, worms I don't think can leave, like, their area. They you know, they have an area that they occupy. That's just a random quicksand. Ooh, that's devious. Perhaps. Oh, I have a lot of intel to spend. Well, first of all, I gotta get all these steel products. Long Torch Mark 3. Guess might as well learn this stuff. Melange spiced beer, yum yum. Made out of water, plant fiber, and spice sand. Medium ore refinery. Oh, I have all the different weapons from the steel tier as well. I'll work on those later. Let's get maybe the medium and the storage container, and then I guess can't really afford anything else. Resource. Oh, what weapon should I use? So that's a shotgun. Dart semi-automatic 58. Karpov is 17. Oh, the pistol is only 16. The shotgun is kind of nice. Or we'll learn the sword. All right, good night. Fine. Hope you sleep well. Thanks for being here. I've got a lot of silicon. I need to make sure to not craft any more lube. I accidentally made a lot of lube earlier. Thank you. You too. All right, my blueprints. I haven't used them yet. So first we have this still suit garment. So that's steel tier. Ooh. Also looks kind of cool.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Nom nom nom. And then these are some iron tier armor. I don't think I need to bother with it. And then soft sand boots. Brady's encrypted records. Alright, I have tons of skill points to learn. Vehicle scanning, fuel. Why not? Dispenser pad. Oh, Mountaineer, that's gonna be real nice. Then I'll save the rest of my points for when I unlock the advanced one. That's just some other passives that I could use.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
Need more lube. Use it to make desert wide and slip and slide a trip a sandworm. If only it were that easy. Wait, you know, what are some of these new abilities? Rapid register. Oh, that's a technique. Okay. Stop. I wonder if that might be a good ability to use. Voice shot time, range 30. I'll save it for. I'll save the rest of my skill points. Okay, so what do I have left to do? So it wants me to complete some contracts. Construct a decoration for the Chome furniture set.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Apparently I located a treasure. I don't know when. Oh! Okay, no, when I was driving through the sand, I used my scanner and I noticed like there was a thing in the middle of the desert, but I didn't see anything there. I guess I now know what that means. Of course, I don't remember exactly where that was, so we need to make a furniture. Here we go. A bed. So I need to do that. I guess we have to wait for this to end up. I also really wish there was a way to hide completed contracts and only like look at. You'll only see ones that you haven't finished. The observation point. Yeah, we'll head over to the town. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so that's not good. Okay. Oh, right. I don't have a little bit of steel. Let me see if I can actually craft that one thing. I'm pretty sure I might not actually be able to craft it here. Let's see, soft step boots. That was a spice blow. Oh, of course, we can't just see it from our front porch. That would be too convenient. I need to make my next base high up so that when a spice blow happens, I can friggin' see. I'm 100% confirmed that that was a spice blow, though. It's like there's no ships. They don't last very long, and then after they're over, you kind of have to use the find them from the sky. They're very faint. Ouch. Emperor's Wings 2 is about to break. Oh. Ooh, boy. That was a close one. I guess my next base will probably be at a point where I'm able to start working towards an ornithopter, so if I get high up at least so that I can have a landing pad would be not a bad idea. Man, somebody gotta be pissing off the worm when I want to cross the sands. Imagine if it got angered by someone else and then just did a 90-degree turn. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine why. It's a quest location. A lot of the static emplacements you can't build. All right. Zoop, zoop. Also really don't want to have to pay one of the NPC flight attendants just to visit one of the cities. I'm already having to pay taxes, and I'm not happy about that. And unfortunately, this game is not like Kenshi. You can't just tell them no. I don't think telling the Empire that you're not gonna pay your taxes is gonna. Wait, didn't I have to? Oh right. I want to turn this into. So yeah, you were asking. I think you were asking earlier if their colors were really, like their clothes were black and red. I'm 100% expecting like I mean, a lot of the lands have had progress so far. It's of course only like the second day is. I mean, there's more guilds. The first contributors to even appear were Atreides. So maybe it's not going to be as lopsided as I thought, but I was expecting like just for the black and red colors. Because I imagine if you side with them, you'll probably get it. And then, you know, they've got like kind of green. But,
I'm pleased to see you again. I feared as much. But
I think we'll go with Atreides for now.
Make sure a sacrifice was not in vain.
We deliver, there we go.
Let me have a look at that. Ah, I know Maxim's salivating for this report. You made the right choice. Trust is hard in this unscrupulous trade, but you've earned some goodwill.
Special? Who's this Scorda individual?
How did you... This is delicate information.
I don't recall even reading it, so I don't know how
intelligence work after all.
Know who this man is.
Our deceased agent was on the trail of
oh right,
Teague
I think there was
a defector from the Atreides
like an audio log or something.
We're keeping it hush since Leto intervened on Scorda's behalf a few years ago. I must find him before the Harkonnen do, to protect my Duke's honor. Those above may know more about what Scorda was up to, but such need-to-know information rarely trickles this far down the chain of command.
Am I on the team now?
What you are is a freelance asset. This insulates the both of us. It also gives you more freedom than someone serving in a more official capacity.
Will this paint a target on my back for the Harkonnen?
As a deniable asset, no one knows your allegiance but me. You're as free or limited to move about as anyone else. Trust accrues slowly in the world of espionage. You'll have to really earn it. In the meantime, let's work on a contract-by-contract basis. You're not officially on the books. That means it's up to me, and me alone, to assess your worth and trustworthiness. Let's begin.
What must I do?
Let's not waste precious time on menial tasks. I want to give you the opportunity to demonstrate your true quality. We'll begin with combat prowess. Gangs of brutal slavers need a proper lesson taught to them the hard way.
Needs to face Injabal if read. Okay, so I think that's the next area.
I look forward to hearing
Consider
about
it
your
done.
results. I never could stomach slavers.
Alrighty.
Nice to see you again. Never a dull moment when you're about, eh? Such presumption. However, Anton is quick to trust. That could be useful. Betray us, and the medical drip will ensure you live in regret indefinitely.
I gotta say, I'm not really feeling the baldness of the whole Harkonnen thing.
Count yourself fortunate that we managed to intercept that spy report when he sent it off to his superiors.
I am the organization now.
Presumption is sweet, but misplaced. I collect deniable assets. I run them through the meat grinder of espionage. Most end up fine paste. But
yeah.
I suspect you'll choke the machine. Are you disposable? Certainly. But being deniable comes with certain freedoms. I trust you'll exploit them.
You'd definitely be looking like Maybe not the... Not the Inquisitors. Isn't there like one...
A fair question.
Like a Marauder?
Your
It's like a
success becomes my success.
big
and
old
vice
bald
versa.
dude.
Help me get out of this dung heap, and I'll bring you with me. I must get out of this place. I must again deal in skilled agents rather than asset scum. You can help me rise, and I, in turn, can help you.
Joining you paint a target on my back.
That's the beauty of being an undercover and deniable asset. Your
And he basically
movements
says
are
the same thing as the other guy.
You're as likely to get shot or stabbed as anyone else. I always have tasks that need doing. Do them and I will pay you. And we will bide our time to seize further opportunities.
See, we're trusting you with anything worthwhile or challenging. We can make use of your lack your notoriety by having you plant falsified information in hostile territory. So many of the Atreides fortresses I want framed, you will frame them for me. Severely, once inside the Atreides fortress, find our target's belongings, deposit the document, and leave. Do this and you'll be on our way to bigger tasks. Sure.
Our target resides near the Atreides fortress. I need something incriminating planted. A false log. The contract has the particulars.
Oh yes, because when doing espionage, I want to ask exhaustive questions. Who am I framing and what for?
Do not distract from your task with questions. For now, focus on the action itself. We can talk at leisure when it is all done.
Okay. I know have thing. Unsorted. Let's see. I wish there was also some better sorting tabs. I could probably sell these
Still alive.
garbage to this guy.
Too bad. We had a bet going.
Standard for 45. I don't even know if it's like worth selling them or disassembling them. Disassembling is like one component. Looks like there is a demand thing though. Last time I came here with these medium blood packs, the demand was like -50. Oh well. So where am I going now? So I need to get up there to kill... No, I need to do a different one first. Journey, contract, buried archives. Yeah, he wanted me to meet him at his camp. Hold on, since there's an ad break going on, I'm gonna let my cat out really quick. She wants something. Okay, I am back, and it looks like the ad break is just about over. Excellent. So he wanted me to meet him back at his camp, but it doesn't look like I can actually do it yet, which is awkward. So we need to do monster slaying. Oh, what? I actually got reputation? Why does that show a lock symbol? Oh, well, north we go. No, another downtime. What time is 8 UTC? Is that still 2 a.m. again? Time zone. Well, military time. It would be nice given if the time zones they gave were not just in UTC and maybe based on, say, the region that this server is in. Oh yeah, that's in like 10 minutes. Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to be enough time to get some contracts done, so what we'll do is we'll head back to base to log out safely. And then I think I'll call it there for the night, since we're basically running up on 4 hours. Yeah, or if they wanted to use UTC, they could post multiple time zones, you know. PST, EST, UTC. Sure, they could also very easily figure out something to just post epoch time and have an automatic converter. I guess that would require a lot more work. And then you would never be questioning when. Oh, right. You know, let's see if we can't find a treasure. Wonder how far we'll have to go. Whoop. I found something. It's on drum sands. I don't want to risk that. That's very close. Yikes. Let's not do that. I was considering, like, that's another drum sand. But I see something out there. Is it on the drum sand? If I go slow enough, do I not activate the sands? Because I'm technically on them right now. Okay, so that's there. It's on the drum sands again. Why are all these markers? And it's not like it's a circle marking out what the drum sands are. Oh, there was a little move deep thing. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize there was buried treasure. Well, I guess now we know what the scanner on the vehicles is for. It's like, obviously you're not really going to be using them too much inside these rocky areas. Can I? Oh, I can fit through my prudence door. Yeah. Not that I really need to. Okay. Let's go ahead and deposit our goods. Iron ingot, iron ore, opifire, spice residue, silicon block. I have a bunch of like quest items. They don't actually take up space though. They do kind of clog up the list. Falsified communication log. Oh, okay. Active quest items, I guess you can't destroy. Interesting. Because like this one, it's been amplifier. Oh, stairs files, yeah. Well, I think that's gonna be it for the night, since I mean we're kind of getting kicked off anyway. I wonder if there's gonna be maintenance literally every night. Of course, the nice thing is that, you know, they are actively bug fixing. That's always it's always a problem with being an early adopter, but at least they are doing it relatively late at night. And if I stream during like normal daylight hours, you know, we wouldn't be running into this problem, but that's okay. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. So thanks for watching, everybody. Follow if you want to see more, and we'll be back tomorrow evening with either more Dune, or I might alternate between Dune and Kenshi, because I don't want to leave Kenshi for, you know, however long. I do want to get back to it, so we might actually start off with some Kenshi tomorrow, and you know, just alternate between the two. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever it is, wherever you are, and I hope to see you all next time. Good night, everybody.